What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Digimon Beatbreak, episode 34. So in this episode, Tomura is confronted by Miharu, who's revealed to be the leader of Gift. Now, Tomura doesn't know that yet, and she says that she and Tomura are the same, and Tomura was like, taking like his older brother, and who's still cold hearted wheelchair, basically out for a stroll, whatever. And so Miharu like was talking about like she has like an older sister, she wants to see her smile again, and then Miharu contacts Tomura later after. So Glowing Dawn defeats some kidnapper, and then Reina had been, her hand gets cut, like she was bleeding a little bit, and so she has to deal with that because she like her basically. So Christimon's the only Digimon stuck in the champion form, so people were expecting like ultimate form to come very soon, and so Reina has to deal with that, and Miharu asks for Tomura to meet her later, so Tomura and Gekomon meet with Miharu. And then Brilliant Thorn attacks, reveals that Miharu is the leader of Gift. And Tomuro's conflicted about what to do because Gift's done a lot of bad stuff, but he feels like some connection to her. And then so he asks what made the Brilliant Thorn like the 5 stars like judges. So that leads to like him and Gekomon fighting Brilliant Thorn. And which then Reina, Pristamon arrives, then Kyo arrives, and and so you then have like Kyo, like he so then and then basically so you have Rose like arrives, and obviously the people for the fight, they're working for her, and so the real Thorn's working for her. So Rose tells Kyo to keep Glowing Dawn away from Gift because basically she says that he doesn't know how dangerous they are. So and Mihiru's taken away from by some guy like this water portal to the mirror world, and so one thing it implies that the Phantom Hand, seeing like basically like in the ending theme that caresses Mihiru, might be like her sister. As far as what happened, I don't know. This arc will probably reveal that. And there's a lot of questions about, okay, exactly what all Mihiru's motives are. Like, seems like something about freeing Digimon is concerned, but like, what exactly is that entail? Like, what is actually going on? Like, the World Union, I'm sure, is not like some righteous group. I'm pretty sure they're actually pretty evil, which might be why Kyo left. Of course, you also have like the Gokubon, whatever's going on there. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Coming to Brave, episode 21. So in this episode, so you see, Yashiro and his like, Yashiro, Indo, like Jogomine and Sarah, like, fighting like all the thugs. So You see, yeah, so like you see, like so Indo, does a bunch of attacks to defeat Drit, you know, and then you see Sarah beating up a character named Seki, you know, and so you see some of Sarah's backstory where her father, was like very brutal in how he trained her because he wanted her to quit. And even to a point where like Sarah's mother was like, "You're not training with him." You're told Sarah that she's not training with her father anymore, which I can understand. But yeah, so you see, Jugamine's able to beat like her opponent um without killing because she doesn't want to kill, and she like throws someone out the window, and you would think depending on the height, someone's thrown out a window, they would become a puddle of blood when they reach the ground, but that doesn't happen. So yeah, and so yeah, you see they're able to win. So like obviously they gotta deal with the rest of the thugs. So like the Cal Coffin Storms. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Like seeing Sarah's backstory. We'll see. Because like the opening was hinting at like some stuff, like that some characters' backstories would get shown. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Demons of the Shower Realm, episode 10. So in this episode, you see the characters like they're inside that little realm that Dara like has whatever. So and yeah, like you see like them fighting like whoever their tails were now, and so there's this old lady, you know, there's this old lady that was one of the tails, and she says, she's you know, like she like is captor, and she like basically says that you know, that basically that she was sent by Asuma to tell tell Yoru and Dara from a distance, and like whatever his motivations were, because yeah, because the ladies asked like if she was sent by the village or by the Kagamoris, and yeah, so and then we'll see like what happens with like cause so yeah. And yeah, we'll see, and you see like, it's like there's some monk who like knows about you know like uh, like like there's something like so this monk knows a lot about seal, like that power. Yeah. So because apparently Asuma said that one of the things Asuma told the tails to not hurt Yoru, like basically like to not kill him. And so you had the long arms and long legs; those were the Daemons that were attacking Dara and Yoru. But Yoru's able to act as a decoy to give Dara an opening to beat them. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. The combat between the Daemons was cool. So you see Asuma, where how much of it, where he is like a a actual villain, or like if he was just trying to keep tabs. So it's gonna be interesting to see how things go. But yeah, I thought it was a very good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Mal, episode 10. So in this episode, so there's like some enemy out there that's like using like water spells to basically attack people. And so, Mal, deduces that, it's probably one of the senior apprentices that could do water like water spells, which there were a few. And so yeah, so Mal, Nautica, and Hyaka, they try like they go toward they learned it's almost a servant of the Gojo clan named Mokuzu, who would keep asking the apprentices if they would teach them spells. And when Mal was made the heir, he kept acting weird. And when they fight him, he's like in some water fish form, whatever. So and it's revealed that the Byoki is Haimaru, who was Lady Sana's cat. And so and then it's revealed that how Haimaru turned into the Byoki was so basically Miyoki was told by someone to throw Haimaru to the Kodoku pit, and that caused Haimaru to turn to Byoki, but Byoki ate the Taizen Fukin and ended up being fused with Mao. Now, and then basically, yeah, so basically becomes a question of like, okay, what, who told Mokuzu to throw Haimaru to the Kodoku pit? That's a mystery. And so in the present time, uh, Nanaka asks Shiraha for help in researching the Taijin Fukin and learns that it's like a life substitution spell. So basically, seems that Haimaru basically had to had to did something with the Taizen Fukin, like someone died. So we'll see like what happens. Like who like what was going on. Like what's the deal with Haimaru? Yeah, we'll see what happens. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Kusunoki's Garden of Gods, episode 10. So in this episode, so Hirama visits, Miyanto's house. Yeah. And so, basically there's like a way he feels on because like I guess because there's more spirits there. And then yeah, then you have so later Miyato meets Susanoo, who's Amaterasu's brother. Basically Susanoo wants to see whether or not Miyato's worthy of like Amaterasu's power. And he says no, like he and Susanoo calls Miyato a wuss, so he offers to train him. And it's funny, you ever seen Yamagami and some other the spirits just getting drunk or whatever. And yeah. And so you see all this like the train stuff going on. And so Susanoo was actually pretty funny. How he acts. Like it's actually kind of funny. And yeah, so the magic stuff was cool, how they're building up these gods. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Hopefully, we get to see more of like the those bad exorcists, like see what's going on with them. That should be interesting. Song of the Samurai episodes 1 through 5. So this is a new show that premiered on HBO. It's a live action adaptation of the manga Chiruran Senshingumi Requiem. So it's a historical fiction about Hichikai Toshizo. So there's a lot of stuff from that time period in Japan that is unknown, so it leaves a lot of room for creative liberties. So this focuses on Hijikata joining Kondo Isami's uh, swordsmanship dojo, and then yeah. So you have like so he meets like a lot of the different people like Saito Hajime, Okita Soji, and Hijikata like Sato's kind of like a novice, but like he gradually improves, especially when his life's on the line. So like you see him when he like so he there's like this guy's believe like a who fights other samurai named Okada. He fights with a wooden sword because he doesn't want to kill his opponents. Like he just likes fighting. So Hijikata fights him to a draw, and like then later you have like so different samurai are gathered to help you know like to help like the shogunate whatever. But then like you know like yeah yeah. So then yeah. So then that's where they meet. That's where they meet like Niki Ishimi and Serizawa Kamo. Now people who are aware of like the history or have read other manga or watch other anime about this story, the Senjin know what eventually happens to Kamo, or at least know that he dies. Maybe not. So like the character, like so you see where they become like the Roshigumi, then the Mibu Roshigumi, and then like so. And it's revealed that Nima Ishiki is a spy for the Chosu, and then Okada was also working for the Chosu. He gets killed, like he gets captured, and then like after a duel with Hijikata, but then like he's Okada's executed. So then when Nimi's exposed when so basically so there's like a assassin sent by the Chosu that kills one of like the maybe Roshigumi members, but then he and once that but then like one of the other Roshigumis duels the assassin and kills him, and is accused of like taking a killing for personal vendetta, which is against the code. So basically, he's technically supposed to commit seppuku, but Kondo convinces Kamo and Nimi to like spare him, and then he no, and then so and Kamo basically sells out Nimi, basically kind because he kind of wants to see what's gonna happen. So Nimi's desperate to like basically cover his own rear and overthrow the Aizu, and that's where we're at right now. So yeah, I thought this was a good show. So this is based off a manga, so I think that's kind of why the music is the way it is. Like it has a more like rock feel or pop feel at times, instead of like sounding more like I guess the stuff from the time period in Japan. So it's where and the actors are good. The humor's there. It gradually gets more serious over time because it's dealing with like serious stuff, like because of what eventually happens in history. But yeah, I thought these were good episodes. Looking forward to the next one. Well, that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.